Wayfinder has a lot of excitement from the community waiting to play the game, but there are also some concerns. In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 concerns about Wayfinder that I've seen pop up, and maybe a bonus one. Starting with the big one for MMO players. Everyone is the same character. One of the things people love about MMOs is the fantasy of playing a certain looking character of a particular class and living or dying vicariously through that character. Wayfinder says F that noise, and we have to pick essentially a hero or Wayfinder to play as. We can play as any of the Wayfinders with any of the available weapons, but that normal fantasy that people have come to expect from more traditional MMOs is gone. According to the devs, there is a reason why everyone can be the same character. Each character's echo is being brought back from a different moment in time around the same time frame. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly plot conveniences aside, this isn't the first game to be placed into the MMO category with this type of character selection. We have Warframe, where the difference is we spend most of our time in ninja suits, and Vindictus, where they throw in a character creator and the ability to name your character, as if that really makes a difference. Characters will still be able to look unique with various dyes and costumes, as well as what weapon they decide to use. As it stands by itself, this isn't something I have an issue with. It's the part that comes with it that is a little bit concerning, and that's only 3 abilities and an ultimate. That's right, as it stands now, each Wayfinder only has 3 standard abilities and an ultimate. Well, you might as well say 4 abilities. There's also a weapon ability that we might recognize as like an ultimate ability. The 4 abilities don't seem to change at all, which can lead to some potentially stagnant gameplay. What does change is the weapon ability. Each weapon in the game will have its own unique signature weapon, and you'll be able to build up your stats based around which weapon you'll use and the type of playstyle you're going after. The abilities don't work like an MMO where it's the only way you can do any real damage. You still have your regular light and heavy attacks, and you'll be weaving in the character abilities when they are up or when you need to use them. This is a valid concern, as in other games, even if you are limited to only using 4 abilities, you are able to switch those abilities out and build kind of like a kit. I thought I read or heard somewhere that you had to level up a Wayfinder before another character could use the signature weapon type of another Wayfinder, but I might be mistaken. What I'd like to see in the future, if possible, is an interchanging of abilities. You still have to level up a character all the way maybe into the Ascended level to unlock teachable abilities like in Dead by Daylight. Then one Wayfinder will be able to learn or use another Wayfinder's abilities, allowing for some interesting builds. As we hop into the third concern, let me know what concerns you have in the comments, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I am trying to become the official content creator for Wayfinder, so if you can help me out, I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, I've only seen this mentioned by a few creators who have had permission to talk about the game, and that is that the open world is small. I can't really say anything about this except that to me the idea was always that the world would expand over time, and they did confirm that the world would expand, so that's a win. There are also supposed to be some world events happening out there as well, so what we get in the beginning should be at least a little engaging. Sometimes I think about how Warframe started with just your Tenno sitting out in space, waiting for you to select a mission and jump into versus where the game is now. And it's one of those you had to be there moments. A lot of games that plan to go on for years start off with an almost bare bones feel to it, but grow to a much better place when time passes. Now, I can't say for certain that the level of growth will be that of Warframe, or from what I hear, Fallout 76, but I can give the devs the benefit of the doubt as a small studio working on a massive endeavor and see what they manage to pull off. Alright, this next one was an interesting one to me. Kinda got into a little conversation about it in the comment section of someone else's video, and that's the grind. Or to be more specific, how much of it will we have to do? How long will it take? In the MMO bite coverage, Mrs. Stick said that it took her like 3 hours to get 1 of the 9 items that she needed. She said it as a negative, but I don't think it really is in a game where every part of progression centers around getting crafting pieces. If you were to compare it to MMOs, you can go through a whole raid and not get anything to drop or have bad rolls and leave with nothing. These raids can take 2 to 3 hours, depending on how good the group is and the raid size, or it can take 2 to 3 weeks of progression. I understand the need for the grind in Wayfinders, and as a creator who is wanting to make content and stream the game, always having something to work towards is a great asset. However, I can understand the pain points of someone who may not have the ability to sit down for a few hours and play the game, and the dangers of being addicted to, well, anything really. It seems we will be able to get some parts of the battle pass and maybe even purchase them, but it has yet to be seen or confirmed.
Bonus time!
If you reach this part of the video, welcome to the bonus concern. Now, is this really a concern or just something that I think is one of the main problems of what people expect from Wayfinders? That thing is calling Wayfinder an MMO. This is more of a press/content creator created issue, and it has elevated expectations of potential players to new levels in a space where the MMO community is hungry for that next big MMO. The Lazy Peon, MMO Byte, Force Gaming, and more all talk about this game as an MMO while putting the expectation of traditional MMOs as we know them today onto the game that has just taken inspiration from MMOs. You can see how this has rippled throughout the community, with a few of the concerns on this list being concerns that are based on what an MMO does. But what does Wayfinder call Wayfinder? If you look on Twitter or Google Wayfinder, you can see that it calls itself an online action role-playing game. Alright, so what is Path of Exile? An online action role-playing game. And the same goes for Diablo 4. Just seeing people running around having stats and doing quests does an MMO not make, nor does having a character creator. What I'm hoping is that as the game comes out and more people are able to play it without praying for access to a closed beta, that they'll be able to see what it's actually like firsthand, and that a lot of those concerns that they may have had will vanish. Let me know what you think in the comments, and check out this playlist right here for more Wayfinder content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. That was a lot. Oh man.